As you recall from the Euro Aussie, the Euro is weakening, the Aussie is kind of neutral to strong. Therefore, this is the image that you can expect to see on the Euro Aussie chart. This has been, the Euro Aussie has been, like all the other Aussie pairs, have been behaving magnificently at or around the structural points. It has, I mean, the Aussie has been the easiest or the simplistic pair to trade because it's respecting the structural points and it's moving very nicely to the upside and to the downside. So right now, as we have here, this, guys, this, the trend in the Aussie is, the Euro Aussie is still to the downside. We are technically still in a bear market in the Euro Aussie. The trend has not changed to the upside. What we had is what we call a big short covering rally. And this here, which we call the turtle soup, and right here, this was your first higher low, if you will, or the first failure to make a lower low. And here was your first structural point to the upside. And as you can see, when it came above it, you had this explosive move that took us to the last momentum high right there. So technically, we can say that we had here the first intermediate small trend change. You have to keep it in significance with what you see over here. This, if you look at all this move, and this is only the failure to make a lower low. So again, in proportionality, that trend change, you have to keep it proportionate to the big trend which we have in the Euro, which is to the downside. And therefore, when we had this push here, it gave us a decent move because we had a failure to make a high, a structural failure, and it pushed down and it came pretty much towards the 121.50, the 121.59, and I have a significant point here, which is the 121.33. And we bounced back to the structural point, which is the 123.95, and we stopped. And now we closed the day at 123.19. Carlos, this now, the Euro Aussie is in a kind of a price acceptance zone. It is in a kind of an equilibrium zone, if you will. You don't want to buy it unless it gets above the 123.95. Why? Because it tried to go above the 123.95 and it failed. And right here, this is not a sell, this is a pause. This red day here is only a pause, it's not a sell. So it made an attempt to go above the 123.95 and it just paused. So we will buy it above the 123.95, and we are going to sell it if it trades below this low. This is a neutral day. This is an inside day. This red candle is an inside day. It is a fiasco day. It's a nothing day. It's an inside day. It's a non-directional day. So if it gets above the high, which in this case is the structural point, which is the 123.95, we're going to buy. If it breaks below the low of the day, which is somewhere around the 123.10, we're going to take it short. And the low of the day, let's see what the low of the day is. The low of the day is pretty much the 123.08. So the plan would be we're going to buy the Euro Aussie above 123.95, which is our structural long point. It's going to be our long entry and our structural long point, and of course in this case it will be our stop. And on the short side, we're going to go short below 123.08, which is the low of the day. My structural short point is the 121.33, and if I go short below 123.08, I'm going to use my market side as a stop, which is going to be the 123.27. Okay, so the Euro Aussie, we're going to buy the Euro Aussie above the 123.95 structural point, and it's going to be my long point, my structural long point, and my stop. On the short side, we're going to go short below the low of the day, which is the 123.08, and if I do, I have a structural short point at 121.33, and my stop is going to be the 123.27. Okay, and that is the Euro Aussie.